The galaxy had rules, ancient, unbreakable, carved into the very fabric of interstellar law. And the first rule was whispered in every academy, every war council, every smuggler's den: never enter human territory. Not because humans were hostile, not because they patrolled the borders, but because of the legends. Echo, a single event so powerful it scarred space-time and left an invisible tremor across the cosmos. No one who crossed their borders ever returned. For centuries, the mystery grew into fear. And yet, on the silent fringe of the Orion expanse, a lone vessel drifted toward the restricted boundary. The ship belonged to the Verac Dominion, one of the most ruthless species in the Perseid Arm, and at its helm stood Commander Zarkul, a warrior who feared nothing, except the truth he was about to uncover. "Commander?" whispered the navigator, her frills trembling. "The sensors are detecting a residual frequency." "Our frequency?" Zarkul growled. "From what?" The navigator swallowed. "From the Echo, sir." The bridge fell silent. There was no physical barrier, just a shimmering emptiness. A quietness that felt wrong, like the breath before a scream. Zarkul stood, his talons curling around the railing. "Transmit a probe," he ordered. The probe launched, vanishing into human territory, and the screens flickered. Static, then a sound. A deep, resonating boom, like a god's heartbeat striking the hull. The entire starship shuddered. Lights flickered. Officers screamed, "Commander, gravimetric shockwave!" The sound wasn't noise, it was memory. A recording etched into space-time itself. The echo of a moment when humans unleashed something the galaxy had no name for. Zarkul steadied himself as the shock faded. "Replay it. Filter. Slow it down." "Tell AI complied." The sound unfolded into words. A human voice. Calm. Terrifyingly calm. "This is the last warning. If you cross this line, you face humanity." One sentence. Just a voice. Yet it carried the weight of 1,000 wars. A communications officer gasped. "Commander, that recording is at least 4,000 years old, and the intensity hasn't decayed." Zarkul's blood ran cold. What kind of species leaves a warning that never fades? What kind of species speaks across millennia, without needing to raise a weapon? The commander's eyes narrowed. "Mark our position. We proceed." The crew erupted. "Sir, no." "We'll vanish like the others?" "The Echo. This is madness." But Zarkul stepped forward, eyes locked on the silent frontier. "My people believe humans are a myth," he said softly. "I intend to prove them wrong." The ship crossed the boundary. The stars changed, and the universe held its breath. The moment the Verac ship crossed the invisible boundary, reality itself seemed to shift. Stars no longer twinkled in their predictable patterns. Space bent subtly, as if watching the intruders with intent. Zarkul gripped the command rail, his instincts screaming that this was no ordinary territory. "Commander!" hissed the navigator. "Sensor readings are inconsistent. Gravimetric anomalies, temporal distortions, energy fluctuations beyond comprehension." Zarkul nodded grimly. "This is exactly why humans are feared. Keep your focus. We study. We survive." Hours passed. The crew's fear grew heavier with each passing second. Probes sent ahead vanished into thin air or returned shredded, with their data corrupted beyond recognition. And yet there was something almost welcoming about the emptiness. A subtle resonance beneath the vacuum. The echo. Then it appeared. At first it was just a shimmer, like sunlight on a frozen ocean. But the shimmer grew into a structure, impossibly vast and impossibly complex, hovering silently in the void. It radiated energy, not destructive but commanding. Its geometry defied known physics, folding and unfolding in a perpetual rhythm. "By the stars. What is that?" muttered the communications officer. "Humans," Zarkul said quietly, more to himself than anyone else. "It's a human construct." The ship drifted closer, sensors unable to penetrate its surface. Then, a signal pulsed outward, strong, deliberate, undeniable. A voice ancient yet alive reverberated in their minds. "You are far from home. Why have you come?" It wasn't an alarm. It wasn't a threat. Yet every molecule in the ship vibrated with a sense of judgment. Zarkul stepped forward. We seek knowledge. We meant no harm." Silence. Then, the echo returned, this time layered. Thousands of voices, overlapping, harmonizing, yet singular. "Knowledge has a price. Understand it before you take it." The crew trembled. They were staring at a civilization capable of communicating not just across space, but across perception itself, a species whose presence alone bent the rules of reality. One officer whispered, "Commander, they could erase us, just like that." He gestured at the impossibly intricate structure. "We wouldn't even leave a trace." Zarkul's jaw hardened. "We came because we dared," he said, eyes locked on the shimmer. "Humans have not only survived, they've transcended, and we will witness it." Then the shimmer split. Light cascaded in impossible angles, and the ship felt as if it were being absorbed, examined, understood. A single simple question echoed in their minds, in every tongue they knew. "Will you respect what you do not yet comprehend?" The crew froze. And in that moment, Zarkul realized that humanity's true weapon was not fire or steel, but the power to make even the greatest conquerors pause in awe. The shimmering construct pulsed again, brighter, deeper, as if it were inhaling. Then the voice, ancient yet precise, spoke once more. "If you wish to understand humanity, then step forward without fear." The Virak crew exchanged horrified glances. Step forward into that? Into a structure that looked as though geometry itself was trapped inside a nightmare? But Zarkul lifted his chin. "We step," he said. The ship drifted closer. As they approached, the surface of the construct liquefied into pure light, swallowing them whole. There was no impact, no sense of entry. One moment they were in space. The next they were nowhere. No darkness, no stars, just an endless silver horizon stretching in every direction. Where are we?" whispered the navigator. A voice answered, but this time it wasn't disembodied. A human stood before them. He looked ordinary. No armor, no weapon, no augmentation. Just a man, calm, composed, dressed in simple gray attire. But his presence was overwhelming, as if the fabric of this pocket reality bent around him out of respect. "I am Archivist Unit Echo 9, he said, "a custodian of the boundary. You are the first to step inside in 3,412 years." Zarkul swallowed. "We meant no disrespect. We sought knowledge." "Knowledge is not forbidden," the archivist replied. "Recklessness is." He lifted a hand, and the entire silver plane transformed. Suddenly, the Virak crew found themselves floating above visions of colossal battles, ancient starfields, broken armadas, and rising megacities made by human hands. Entire galaxies passed before their eyes like memories. "This is the age before the warning," the archivist said. Humanity expanded freely. "We encountered threats the galaxy was not prepared for." The images changed again, this time showing titanic beings, planet-devouring anomalies, and entities older than time, and we defeated them. The Virak crew stared in speechless terror. "We learned," the archivist continued softly, "that our existence, our ambition, disrupts the balance of lesser civilizations, so we chose isolation. We left a warning, not of violence, but of consequence, to protect you from us." Zarkul's voice cracked. "Then you could rule the galaxy. Why don't you?" The archivist smiled, gentle, impossibly human. "Because power means nothing without restraint. Because peace is the greatest achievement of all." He stepped closer. "You crossed our border bravely, and so you may leave with knowledge no other species has ever gained." The silver world dissolved. They were back in their ship, trembling. A final message echoed in their minds. "Tell the stars humanity still watches. Humanity still guards. Humanity still remembers." As the Virak vessel fled the boundary, Zarkul gazed back at the silent frontier. The legend wasn't a warning. It was a promise.